Hi guys, my name is David and welcome to Raw Conversation. And with me I've got my co-host Ansom. Hello Ansom.
Hello, David. How are you?
I'm very well, and yourself?
I'm well.
Alright, today we've got a special guest in the house. It's a bit different today because we're going to be talking about something much more sensitive and very personal. With us today we've got Queenette. Hi Queenette.
Hello.
Do you want to
The
tell
travel queen. Always in and out. She's either in the US. She's
always on the
difficult
road,
to track.
right?
You have to move. You need to make money.
It's alright. Please share some with us so we define money.
Hey.
Alright, do you want to tell our viewers what you do for a living?
Hello, everyone. My name is Queenette. I'm a lawyer. I'm actually a tech lawyer. And by course of practice, I got interested in gender advocacy because I always used to handle a lot of cases that had to do with domestic violence and rape. So I'm actually what you can call a gender-based violence kind of lawyer.
Great.
And I actually deal a lot with mental health as well for women and children, and now inclusive of men.
Oh, nice.
So I'm happy to be here today with David and Handsome.
Thank you very much.
It just
So
feels like a scroll just
Yeah.
came down. Like, see profile.
as in, I mean, it's good to see that we have women in tech, and she's actually a tech lawyer. I like that. All right, so straight to the business of the day. We're going to be talking about divorce cases, and we're going to start by you sharing your divorce story.
I'm shy.
It's all right, go for it.
I need a cup of tea anyway, so am I supposed to talk?
It's all right, go ahead, go for it. It's raw conversation. Say it the way it is.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's the idea.
My story is very complicated, but I survived it. So I don't know if I really want to talk about it, really in the full, like in full. So I only just
Yeah, that's fine.
go
That's fine. Don't
away.
worry.
So
They don't need the details.
I got married to the love of my life in 2018, you know.
Butterfly, you told me.
Yes, trust me, he was born again. He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke.
He spoke in
The
tongues.
perfect man, you know, church worker, his parents are pastors. I got tired of the playboys and their issues, you know. Those people always gave me issues. So I wanted someone who was spirit-filled. I've always been like someone who loves Jesus. So I'm like, no, when it comes to a husband, I don't care if he has money or not. I've always never been particular about money, you know. Mine was just like, I want to be in love with someone.
Yeah.
And he had all of that, you know. So yeah, he wasn't rich. He was a young guy. My friends thought I was condescending or going lower than my standard. But I was like, you know what? This is what I want. He's born again. And I was happy. And fast forward to our dating period, it was a lot of drama. So
Who was the drama? Was it you or him or other people?
now the truth is, like, it started from, I remember the first time we ever had a problem. It was a very minor problem. We were walking or we were driving and we were supposed to go to mine to pick up something and go to his. Then he stopped on the road to pick up some girls. We were leaving the gym. And he didn't even tell me, oh, Queenie, wait for me. I'm going to pick up this, my friends. Like, I just saw him picking up some people and I called him like, hey, what's up? You're like, just go home. I'll see you later. And I'm like, at least you owe me an
Sorry, if I may ask,
explanation.
were you driving two different cars?
Yeah,
or-
we were driving two
Okay,
different
great,
cars. So
great,
we're coming
please.
from the gym.
Yeah.
And he stopped. So when I was right in front of him.
Moral of the story is have one car.
Yeah. So, but this was where the first problem that I noticed, and that was
Yeah.
the problem that actually still ended the marriage. It
Really?
was just as much as that was. I said I'm going to just summarize it. So
Yeah, that's right.
I remembered, like, I was like, no, that's not nice because I'm a very proper person. I don't disrespect people and I like to do the right thing. So I feel like courtesy demands, if you're with someone and then you're walking somewhere, someone stops you, just have to say, oh, Queen, excuse me. Can I talk to my friend or introduce the person?
Yeah.
You know, I was like, that's not nice. And there were ladies, I don't even know who they were. He goes like, just go home, I'll see you later. So I was really upset. And when I got to the house, I drove home. I was like, I called him. He said, I'm with my friends. I'll call you later. I cut the call. So I sent him a message. Of course, it was a stinker. I'm like, that's not nice. That was very disrespectful. I don't know who your girlfriend. You just walked away. You couldn't even introduce me to the girls or even say, oh, you know, these are my friends or whatsoever. So he got mad and he left. He didn't come to my house again. And we were supposed to go somewhere. You know, I waited. I'm like, I'm a lady. Let me form now. Like, he will beg me the next day.
Yeah.
I got 1 week. This guy has not called my
Yeah.
Oh,
phone.
is that a red flag for you?
That's why I said
Yeah.
that. So that's why I said that I actually, before ladies always say, oh, the guy is red flag. Sometimes we see everything, we get into it. So that's when I said from the first day, then 1 week later, and I'm like, this guy didn't beg me. I now messaged him. And I don't know how to keep malice, actually. That's not my thing. I messaged him. And then that was when I said, okay, can we see? It was like, okay. Then when I told him what he did, he was like, oh, I'm sorry. But I needed to beg him first. Now, fast forward the dating period, it was a lot of drama, but I kept begging. So from that period till we got married, that was 2016. I met him in 2015, thereabout at the gym when I just got in from school. Like I was in the UK, so I just got in. So I didn't know so many people then. And it's always been malice. And I'm always begging. We got married. I was always begging.
Sorry, if I may stop you for a minute. I'm just wondering something. Why didn't you walk away during the dating period? Because you said it was from one issue to another.
Or during
the courtship period.
Before the courtship, even before the wedding,
He kept calling off the wedding. Weirdly, like I said I actually would take responsibility. You know, most times people don't like taking responsibility. So that's why I don't want to go into the details of my marriage because it was quite dirty. It's not something I would like to watch, like anybody's dating in and out. It was really horrible. So that's something I don't want to talk on TV. But I blame myself in certain parts, which I also talk to ladies about. I was 29, I was 28. I was getting scared I'm going to be 30 and be unmarried.
So there's pressure already.
Yes, then family. Then all my friends were getting married. It was like at this period, every Saturday I was a bridesmaid in the wedding. Wow. Like I was always catching the bouquet. You know, everyone knew me like the bouquet catcher. Like it was becoming normal. And at this point, I knew everything was wrong. When I even went to pray to God, I'm like, God, is this my husband? I went to the Blessed Sacrament. I remember that day. I'm like,
did you hear the voice of God?
For the first time, I challenged God. I've never done that before. This was the first time I'm like, God, if this man is my husband, we are keeping malice as usual. We have not spoken for like 2 weeks after something. And I'm like, let me get a sign today or let him call me or text me today. I want to know the final decision. I've not walked out of the Blessed Sacrament, Holy Trinity here in Abuja, you know. Before I even come out of the Blessed Sacrament, the message I got was, Queen, I love you, but I can't go ahead with this marriage or relationship anymore. It's over. It's not me, it's my family. My family does right now, they feel you're too bossy. You know, it was just, I didn't know what it was. And in my head, I'm like, you just got the confirmation you were asking for. Why don't you just take it? Thank you, Jesus, and move on. I'm like, no, 2 years of investing my time in this relationship. No.
So hold on, Queen. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So when you get married, let's say you get married, for viewers watching, is it more difficult to work out on a relationship that you've invested time, you've invested resources and commitment, everything? So the longer you stay there, you just say, you know what, I can continue with this. I can continue managing.
Yeah. The devil you know is better than the angel you don't know. So that's what I felt like. Where do I start from? It's not easy. Like you want to start a new relationship. What's your favorite food and all of that?
But if someone is in that situation now watching, what would you say to that person? Should they keep holding on? What would from your own experience? From
my experience, like seriously, I know it's not going to be easy to break up that relationship, but it's still better a broken engagement, a broken relationship, even if it's a day to the wedding. Trust me, you don't want to go through the trauma of divorce. That is a different topic. You don't want, when they always said, I didn't understand the meaning when they said a broken relationship is better than a broken marriage. I didn't know what it was, because if I'd known, I would have actually called off my wedding, even on the wedding day.
Go on. So how did you guys come back together?
So I started begging him, and I was like, no, you can't leave me. You know, nobody likes to be rejected. Remember, we have invested time. We can work it out. We can do this. I'm very positive. And of course, he loved me. So it was difficult for him. He's an only son. And, you know, from the Igbo cultural side, you know, only sons are like almost like little kings. Being that the way the family pampers him. I'm an only daughter, but he's not that serious where I'm from. So he was like, you know, it's my family. It's my family. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get a ticket. I'm going to Lagos the next day to beg your mom. I didn't do anything. That's the funniest part. The fight, I didn't do anything. I said, I'm going. He was like, okay, fine. I'm not going to break up with you, but we're going to keep things on the low till everybody calms down. I'm like, okay. And the next day, my parents were like, you know what, fly down, come back home and stay with us. They deleted his number from my phone. Everybody was like, we don't want you guys in this relationship. My family now was like, they put their feet down. I not lied to my parents. I was supposed to go to Dubai, actually. I had a case. I had like a conference or something. And I told my parents I have to fly through Lagos when I could fly through Abuja because I needed to see his mom. and I got a ticket. My mom was like, no, we will go through Abuja. I'm like, no, the team said, oh God, my mom, if you're watching, forgive me.
Please forgive
Since
her.
we do it for long. I was like, no, I need to go through Lagos. I don't even know the story I told them, but finally I went there and I went to his mom's house. I knelt down. I was like, Mom, I love your son. I really need to get married to him. She kept saying, Queen, you're a very wonderful girl. And I'm like, then you're telling me I'm wonderful. Why can't I marry your son, She's like, just that, my son he has not even made money. I said, Mom, I have money. Like, not like I even had money. I was like, we will manage. I'm ready to struggle. She's like, he should even get a house. He's still staying in his sister's house. He's even staying in his sister's BQ. How do you want? She was telling me reality.
Yeah.
The truth is, like, she had already seen it. Like, I was like, Mom, no. I thought love was going to be enough, to cover up the finances
Love is
and
never
all
enough,
of that.
actually.
Yeah, so people that see things, we kind of like, we are in love, and I never knew. So she kept giving me reasons. She was nice to me, really. She wasn't bad to me.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to stay here and say my mother-in-law was horrible. No. She actually spoke to me a lot. I was like, talk to me woman to woman. I don't know what. I was like, Mom, she's like, I'm going to be like a mother to you. I'm like, no, Mommy. I still need to go on with this thing. So she was skeptical. She was like, okay, let's pray about it. And, let God lead. I'm like, okay, fine. So we gave it time.
For time's sake, let's get to the parts where you got married and what happened when you got married.
And we gave it time, like I said. And finally, eventually, he proposed to me on my 30th birthday, which we're not planning for it because we were not even talking before the engagement.
Yeah.
I told you our relationship was full of malice. So always, that was the flaw of my partner. He always kept
you're
malice.
sweeping things under the carpet rather than addressing them.
So that was always the issue. I thought I could fix it. So, maybe because I thought I'm a lawyer, I always get things fixed. I thought I could fix it, but you can't change people.
Yeah.
People would want to change if they want to change. So, and it was the malice that actually ended the marriage because this went on. Even when we got married, a week later, we're not talking.
Wow.
Some days, 3 months, we don't talk to each other in the same house.
How long were you married for?
We're married for 2 years. And we don't talk I can remember once we didn't talk for a month and we're staying in separate rooms.
Wow.
So, kept going on till the marriage ended.
I'm really enjoying this, and I really want us to go deep into further things. But let's stop there for a while. And I'll have a question to ask. So how did you handle life after divorce?
Life after divorce wasn't pleasant, I think.
Was there a stigma to it?
Oh my God. First of all, my husband left me in the hospital. He left me sick. So the way he left it was traumatizing. So the way the marriage ended was very, very bad. That's why I said I can't even talk about that. It ended in the most horrible form and manner. So first, when I left, when I didn't even leave. At this point, my family were the ones telling me that if I die, they're not going to bury me in the village. They're going to bury me. There's something like an outcast.
Yeah.
So they'll just bury me in Gudu. So everyone had told me you're going to die in the marriage. I didn't want to give up.
Was it abusive physically?
Everything, like there was emotional, there was physical abuse, there was all sort of abuse in it. And they didn't believe me at first because I'm very stubborn. So I'm not perfect. I'm a very stubborn girl. So obviously my family was like, no, you're always like gender advocate, strong woman. You don't want to be submissive. So they didn't understand what was happening. And when we love men, we lie. So I kept covering up. Even finances, I kept lying. So even to my best friend, no one actually knew the truth about my marriage. Only me that knew what I was going through.
Wow.
And then one day, luckily for me, my mom was around. I had a surgery. And then she saw things for herself. It was during that surgery. You know how it seems like something just came off her eyes because she used to keep malice with me. Even when I'm fighting with my husband, she would go like, you don't want to be submissive. She would even slap me and beat me sometime in front of my husband. Like, because she really wanted it to work and she never supported me.
Yeah.
He knew that. And then so after the divorce, it was really horrible. I didn't know that because of the constant violence and arguments. The next minute, I just know that I don't know myself for the next 2 years. I lost my memory.
Oh.
So that's what the marriage, the side effect of the marriage, like I suffered intense trauma and I had serious mental health issues.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so during this period, do you guys have any kids?
No.
Okay.
We
good.
actually lost some kids. Yeah.
Okay. Anton.
Do you want me to ask questions? Because I'm just really.
No, I want your reaction to all of this.
I'm intrigued by it because.
I'm in shock.
No, the truth is this, right? A lot of people. This can be their story right now.
Yeah.
Listening to this, watching this, this can be your story, and you are hopeful that things will get better. I like what she said, where she said that you can't change people. People will change if they want to change. So if you were like her, who was trying to be the fixer, trying to fix everything, sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. And then, especially when it becomes very toxic, that is affecting your mental health, it's both physical.
I mean, from what you say, it's physical health.
Yeah, it was a physical abuse, mental abuse.
Lot, yeah.
You need to help yourself. You just need to help yourself because, like they said to her, if anything happens to her, it's her.
Yeah.
The brother, whoever you are dating, would move on with their lives after 2 weeks, after 1 month.
I'm curious to ask, do you know if he's moved on?
We just got divorced, so he's not married. I know that for sure.
Okay.
So we're both single, I'm sure. I don't know if he's single, but like he's not married.
Yeah, again. Yeah. All right, great. So I'm gonna ask this one: is what do you think the effect has been on your relationship life since you left each other? I mean, how do you react when guys come to you, try to be nice to you, try to be there for you? How do you react to that? How do you accept that? Without you seeing the red flags and saying, no, maybe it's another one that will come all perfect and all clean and all of that, and all of a sudden will begin to show his true colors. How do you accept that?
Actually, initially, when I just left the marriage, I just felt I needed a boyfriend. You know how sometimes people deal with trauma in different ways. Some go into drinking or whatever. I realized that I didn't know how to be alone. I think that's another topic I need to let women or ladies know. Sometimes you feel your happiness is derived from a man.
Yeah.
So I've always been a serial dater. Like I've been in a relationship, so I keep long-term relationships.
Yeah.
So immediately I jumped into another one. Like a few months later, my friend, and then I was in the most vulnerable state, and I'm like, no, this is not for me, because he didn't even have to do anything wrong. I had to say like, no, I'm very vulnerable, and if I get into this relationship, it's gonna be worse than what I experienced in my marriage. And from that was 2020 when I got separated. I've not been dating. Like after 20, like I tried to do the relationship with this person in 2021, but it didn't last long. I was like, no, I called it off.
Quinn, let me just ask a question, right? Because you spoke about being vulnerable. What would you advise people who are in that state, very vulnerable, either they just got out from a breakup, a dirty marriage? How should they handle that vulnerability?
Please, in whatever you do, just stay single first. Seriously. Like, even if your best friend...
No rebound.
No rebound. Like, don't do it. At least that I didn't do, because my place, like, I was still married. So even when you're separated, I wasn't divorced. So I couldn't move on. I couldn't date anyone because I still had a bride price in my head. Like, bride price. And in my culture, it's very wrong for you to be with another man or sleep with another man when you're still married. So I didn't sleep with no one or date anyone.
Yep.
Yeah, so don't do it. Seriously, it's just, you're going to end up making mistakes. Even if that person is going to be the man for you, just give it some time.
How long?
At least, even if it's 6 months, there's no time to fall in love.
I don't think there's no time. There's no timeline. Actually, it depends on the timeline for you to heal.
But just for you to heal, just for you to, even if that person really loves you, the person is going to be there. The person is just offer me help and care, but the person should try to respect you. Don't try to go into any sexual relationship, into anything. Just take out that time to discover yourself. Okay, what was the reason why this relationship ended? So that you don't make the same mistake with the next partner. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to ask this question, and it may sound strange, like very strange, but genuinely from the place of someone that feels concerned, how are you?
I am okay. I don't know.
So you've moved past this?
Yeah, I've moved past it. That's why I can talk about it now. Before I would have been all teary, but yeah, I've moved past it.
So putting you on the spot now, you open to dating all over again?
Oh God, that's the part I don't even know. I really don't know.
Pastors in church will tell you at the point you need to heal.
I think I'm healed, but I don't know. Maybe because I feel relationships slow you down. So I think my problem mostly, sorry, I don't want to use Nigerian men. What I realize whenever I go into relationships is this: maybe I'm too opinionated and too much of a career lady and too ambitious. So I don't know, for some unknown reasons, why I tend to attract men who are not high flyers like I do. They could have money.
Yeah.
Let's get it wrong. Let's not get it wrong. You can have money but don't have exposure.
Definitely.
Or you're not well enlightened.
Yeah.
So I noticed I'm not the best person in the world, but I'm a very good person,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm very respectful. I'm very nice, but they feel intimidated. And then most times I tend to reduce
Your standards.
my standard because I want a man. And recently I was like, because when I was married, I remember I had this job from the UN. The first time I got a job offer for them, I couldn't take it because of my marriage. I needed to be traveling. And I was like, no, because I had a man. And when I'm traveling, then my ex would tell me, you can't be posting pictures. Everybody, you know that you're always traveling without your husband. So I kind of ended my career. I was okay, mediocrity.
Do you think
So-
this had led you to bury yourself to work?
Yeah, that's what I do, because I feel like if I get into a relationship, the man who started.
So you're in a relationship with your work
I'm in a relationship with Jesus Christ.
and
I
your work.
don't know my work.
You're a
I am
workaholic.
very single and I don't even want to mingle, to be honest. I don't even have the energy. Anytime I want to try talking stage, the next minute I'll just see that this one a big waste of time. I can detect red flag and rubbish from.
So that made you more
Okay.
sensitive, right?
I'm too sensitive. Yeah.
All right.
I,
So
I think
yeah,
what she
answer.
even said, right, in terms of trying to compromise her standards,
Yeah.
because she wants to be accepted by this person or not. What I think is this, and I would say it: any man who cannot help you stand should not watch you kneel.
Exactly.
Right? Any man who is intimidated by you standing up and say, "Hey, I can hold your hands together and we can both stand," right? You should not submit to that kind of a person,
Yeah.
because ultimately that will be your jail sentence. That will be your jail sentence. So
Yeah.
that's it.
All right. Thank you guys. It's been a wonderful episode today. Thanks for sharing your story, and our viewers, you've had it all. Raw conversations. We don't advise you on what to do, but you've had someone's real life experience, and you should be able to learn from this. We'd like to know what you think. Share in the comment section, like, and then subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you very much, and have a great day.
Have a
Thank you for
wonderful
coming
day.
on the show, Queenette.
Thank you.
And that'll be all for now. See you all next episode. Bye.